Hello friends, today we will see some more properties of Z transformation. In the last lecture, we have seen the definition of Z transformation of sequence, that is Z of UK or YK equal to summation k from 0 to infinity yk upon z to the power k. This is the definition for Z transform of sequence yk. Okay. From this definition, we have seen some properties. The most important property is linearity property. We have seen there, and we obtained the Z transform of some sequences. But there are some examples of that also. We have obtained the Z transform of sin ak, cos ak, linearity property, then Z transform of vk equal to 1, sin 2k minus 1, 3 to the power k cos 2k, 2 plus 3k. So many examples. In all those examples, we have obtained the Z transform. Okay. Now, in this lecture, we will see some more properties of Z transform. Some more properties of Z transform. What is that? If capital Y of Z is equal to Z transform of yk, it is just like we know that L of f of t is denoted by something capital f of s. This is called Laplace transform of small f of t, and it is a function of s because of that e to the power minus st. In the same way, Z transform of yk, it is a function of z. So I will denote it by some capital Y of z. For mod z greater than r, then Z transform of k plus n minus 1 to the falling n into yk equal to minus 1 to the power k z raised to n nth derivative of that Z transform of yk. Right? Nth derivative. See, multiplied by k plus n minus 1 to the falling n. Multiply by. So if we know the Z transform of yk, then we can find Z transform of yk into k plus n minus 1 to the falling n. K plus n minus 1 to the falling n. So for that, what we will do? Minus 1 to the power n into z to the power n into nth derivative of capital Y of z. Okay, nth derivative of capital Y of z. That is the derivative of Z transform. Derivative of Z transform for mod z greater than r. So what this property says? If we know the Z transform of yk, then you can find the Z transform of yk into k plus n minus 1 to the falling n. Yk into k plus 1 minus k plus n minus 1 to the falling n. And to obtain it, what we want to do only? We want to take nth derivative of that z of yk and multiply it by z raised to n into minus 1 to the power n. We will prove it. We know that capital Y of z, that is z of yk, is equal to summation k from 0 to infinity yk upon z to the power k, which is equal to summation k from 0 to infinity yk into z to the power minus k for mod z greater than r. The nth derivative is, if I find its nth derivative, what will obtain? So dny upon dz raised to n of y of z equal to, now we know that what is the nth derivative of u into v? Nth derivative of u into v. We know that. What is it? 0th derivative of u, right? Into n or nth derivative of u into v as it is, plus nc1, that is combination of n objects taken one at a time. This is a coefficient nc0, that is 1, nc1, n into nth derivative, n minus 1th derivative of u into first derivative of v plus nc2 n minus 2th derivative of u into second derivative of v and up to so on ncn 0th derivative of u, that is u only, into nth derivative of v. This is the formula for finding nth derivative of product of two functions. How you can write it as? It is nothing but summation k from 0 to infinity, it is ncr, isn't it, into u something k n minus k v n vk, or you can interchange these also. First of all, take 0th derivative, nth derivative, and so on. That will remain same. In that case, this becomes only u n uk v n minus k and so on. Okay, it is like nck, not ncr. Nck is there. So by taking in such a way, so what we obtain there? Minus 1 to the power n summation k from 0 to infinity k into k plus 1 up to k plus n minus 1 yk z to the power minus k minus n, z to the power minus k minus n. So what about first derivative? If I use first derivative, yk into z to the power minus k. What is the first derivative? First function as it is, right? Derivative of second function plus second function as it is, derivative of first function. It is like this. First function as it is, derivative of second function plus second function as it is, derivative. But we have to take derivative with respect to z. Therefore, this is independent of z. We have to take derivative of this term only. So yk will remain as it is every time. What is the first derivative? Minus k z to the power minus k minus 1. This is the first derivative. What will be the second derivative? Second derivative becomes, you are finding nth derivative, na? So minus k into minus k minus 1 into z to the power minus k minus 2 and so on. So where we are going, this is there, minus minus, you are taking minus 1 common from here, minus 1 common from here, then minus 1. So how many times? N, you are taking nth time derivative of this function. So minus 1 raised to n, summation from k equal to 0 to 1, k plus 1, k plus n minus 1, yk, z to the power minus k minus n. No need to use this product formula here. You are taking directly derivative, nth derivative of this term. Summation from k equal to 0 to infinity into this. Now this goes to minus 1 to the power n upon z raised to minus n outside, summation from z raised to plus n in the denominator, summation from k equal to 0 to infinity k plus 1 up to k plus n minus 1 yk upon z raised to k, which is equal to minus 1 to the power n upon z raised to n, summation from k equal to 0 to infinity. What about this? You are taking product from k plus n minus 1 into a term less than 1 into a term less than 1 up to where? K. So how many times you are taking product here? You are starting with n minus 1 and you are going with 0. So what will happen? How many times you are taking product? N times of k plus n minus 1. We know that t to the following n is equal to t minus 1. We have to take decreasing t minus up to where? Something n minus 1. So n times decreasing. So this is n times decreasing and starts with k plus n minus 1 up to ends with k. So k plus n minus 1 to the following n yk upon z raised to k. So what we obtain? Nth derivative of y of z is equal to minus 1 raised to n upon z raised to n, summation from k equal to 0 to infinity k plus n minus 1 to the following n upon z raised to k yk. Now what about this? Summation from k equal to 0 to infinity k plus n minus 1 to the following n into yk upon zk. This is the z transform of k plus n minus 1 to the following n yk equal to This minus 1 goes to this side. So 1 upon minus 1 raised to n, that means minus 1 raised to n itself. And z raised to, this z raised to n goes to here. So it will get in multiplication. So minus 1 raised to n, z raised to n, nth derivative of capital Y of z you obtain. For n equal to 1, we get, if I take n equal to 1 here, what will happen? Z of k plus this one 0 and n is 1 falling. So z of k into ik equal to, for n equal to 1, this becomes minus z first derivative of yz, minus z. So if you know the z transform of yk, then the z transform of yk multiplied by k is nothing but minus z into d by dz of capital YZ. Okay. Some examples are there. Find z transform of k into a to the power k. So z transform of k into a to the power k is equal to minus z d by dz of z upon z minus k. Why? So z transform of k into a to the power k is nothing but minus z into d by dz of capital Y of z. Capital Y of z, this is your, so yk. Here yk is what? A to the power k. This implies capital Y of z equal to z transform of yk. And what is the z transform of a to the power k? Z upon z minus a. So minus z into d by dz of z transform of a to the power k, that is z upon z minus a, which is equal to minus z into, now what is the derivative of this term? Denominator into derivative of numerator 1 minus numerator into derivative of denominator 1 divided by z minus a whole square. So this becomes, what about this? Minus z into z minus a minus z. What will happen here? Z minus a minus z. This minus z cancels with plus z. We get minus a into minus z, that is plus az upon z minus a whole square. Z minus a whole square. This is for mod z greater than a, no doubt. This is for mod z greater than a or mod a, whatever it may be, if a is number. Find z transform of a square. Now z transform of k square, sorry, z transform of k square, z transform of k square equal to z of k into k. We know the z transform of this and we want to multiply by this. So minus z into derivative of z transform of k. What is the z transform of k is there? So minus z into derivative of z transform of k is what? Z upon z minus 1 whole square. Z upon z minus 1 whole square. Okay. That is the z transform of k, which we have already found somewhere. Z transform of k. Where it is? I think in previous we already found it. Z transform of k. Yes, z transform of k. We have already found it. Z upon z minus 1 to the power 2. It is like that. So derivative of z upon z minus 1 whole square minus z into, we have taken derivative of this by using u by v formula. It's very easy to find it, and it gives z into 1 plus z upon z minus 1 to the power 3. Similarly, we can find now z cube, z transform of k cube, right? K cube can be written as k into k square. We already found z transform of k square. So minus z into derivative of z transform of k square. Y of k square in place of, I will write here z of k square. We know the z of k square. Z of k square is z into 1 plus z upon z minus 1 to the power 3 here, right? So again it's a derivative. Simple calculation gives us z into z square plus 4z plus 1 upon z minus 1 to the power 4. Similarly, we can find k times z transform of k times cos k pi by 2. Now, if we know the z transform of cos k pi by 2 multiplied by k, so minus z d by dz, z transform of cos pi by 2k. Now we know the z transform of cos ak. You apply the formula of z transform of cos ak, you will get this one. Z square minus z cos pi by 2, cos a is there, divided by z square minus 2z cos a plus 1. This is the formula for z transform of cos ak, which we have already found. So d by dt is minus z times d by dz of z square minus z cos pi by 2 upon z square minus 2z plus 2z cos pi by 2 plus 1 equal to minus z into, we are finding cos pi by 2 is what? 0. Cos pi by 2 is 0. So we get z square upon z square plus 1. Now find out derivative of this term by using u by v formula and then multiply it with minus z. You will get this as the result. Minus 2z square upon z square plus 1 whole square. Find the sequences whose z transforms are this one. Now, this is the reverse part. This is the reverse part. We need to obtain the sequence whose z transform is given. In previous example, we have obtained the z transform of given sequences. Sequence was given and we want to obtain z transform. Now here z transform is given and we want to go for sequence. We want to go for sequence. So we will find such a yk whose z transform is 2z square minus 3z upon z square minus 3z minus 4. Right? We will find or we will obtain such a yk whose z transform is this one. 2z square minus 3z upon z square minus 3z minus 4. Now given capital Y of z is equal to 2z square minus 3z upon z square minus 3z minus 4, which is equal to 2z square minus 3z upon z minus 4 z plus 1. That is z into z minus 3 upon z minus 4 z plus 1. Okay. So what about this? Z into z minus 3 upon z minus 4 z plus 1. This is of that type. This can be written as a upon z minus 4 plus something b upon z plus 1. Isn't it? I will write this in this form. We know that partial fraction, I think partial fraction is there. This concept is regarding partial fraction. So convert this term into a upon z minus 4 plus b upon z plus 1. What will happen? That is a into z plus 1 plus b into z minus 4 divided by z minus 4 into z plus 1. So we will equating numerator, we get a into z plus 1 plus b into z minus 4 equal to your z into z minus 3. Now we know that how to find a and b. Put z equal to 4, you will get value of 4, a, and put z equal to minus 1, that is z plus 1 equal to 0, you will get value of b. So putting z equal to 4, you will get here a into 5 equal to, if I put z equal to 4, 4 into 1, 4. So a equal to, you will get 4 by 5. A equal to, you will get 4 by 5. Is it right or wrong? A upon z minus 4 plus b upon z plus 1. What about here? 4 into 4 minus 3, z into z minus 3. 1 minute. Z into z minus 3 upon z minus 4 into z plus 1, correct. So taking it as a upon z minus 4 plus b upon z plus 1, what you will get? A into z plus 1 plus b into z minus 4 divided by z minus 4 into z plus 1, equating numerators, we get a into z plus 1 plus b into z minus 4 equal to z into z minus 3. Then z into z minus 3. Put z equal to 4. What we can obtain? 4 plus 1, 5. So a is equal to 4 upon 5. Now put z is equal to minus 1. You will get b into minus 5 equal to, if I take this as minus 1 into minus 4, it becomes minus 4. So B is also equal to plus 4 by 5. Okay, right. Now, so what this becomes? This becomes 4 by 5 upon 1 minus. No, it will not be there because there will not be z, right? So actually, uh, it is z square. So z into z minus 3 upon z minus 4 into z plus 1 can be written as, okay, both numerator and denominator, the power is same. So it should be like this. Okay. Yes. 1 minute. Z into, so z square minus 3z upon z minus 4 into z plus 1. That means this is like this. Okay, correct. Z square minus 3z minus 4. You have to take like this. Z square minus 3z minus 4 into z square minus 3z and take division 1 z square minus 3z minus 4 and you have to take minus plus minus z square minus 3z, that is 1. So we get only here, what do we get? 4. So yes, your this term z square minus 3z can be written as this one, z square minus 3z minus 4 into 1 plus 4, right? And therefore z square minus 3z upon z square minus 3z minus 4 can be written as, if I divide both sides by this, you will get this as 1 plus 4 upon z square minus 3z minus 4, correct. Now this can be written as 1 plus, now this can be written as a upon z minus 4 plus b upon z plus 1. And now you have to find a and b. What will happen for this? 4 into 4 equal to a into z plus 1 plus b into z minus 4. So if I put z is equal to 4, you will get the value of a as 4 plus 1, 5. A is equal to 4 by 5. And if I put z is equal to minus 1, you will get b equal to, if I put z equal to minus 1, a becomes 0. Minus 1 minus 4, right? Minus 5. So you'll get minus 4 by 5. And so total we get, so your this term becomes 1 plus 4 by 5 into 1 upon z minus 4 plus minus 4 by 5 into 1 upon z plus 1. Okay. So this may be the second term, or you can write this term as, z upon z minus 4 plus z upon z plus 1. Now, what is the yk whose z transform is z upon z minus 4, which is 4 to the power k? What is the yk whose z transform is z upon z minus z plus 1, which is minus 1 to the power k? So it is z of 4 to the power k plus z of minus 1 to the power k. This becomes z of 4 to the power k plus minus 1 to the power k, and therefore it is 4 to the power k plus minus 1 to the power k. It is like that. Similarly, we can obtain the sequence whose z transform is this one. 3z square minus 4z upon z cube minus 3z plus 2. Again, let z of uk is this one. You can write z into 3z minus 4 upon z minus 1 z minus 2, and this can be written as z upon z plus 1 plus 2z upon z minus 2. Z upon z plus z upon z minus 1 plus 2z upon z minus 2. Okay, so if I take multiplication, you will get this term. So this is nothing but z transform of 1 to the power k, and this is nothing but 2 times z transform of 2 to the power k. And therefore that can be written as, by using linearity property, z transform of 1 to the power k plus 2 to the power k plus 1. 2 into 2 to the power k means what? 2 to the power k plus 1. And therefore uk equal to 1 plus 2 to the power k plus 1. Okay. So you can obtain the sequence if we know the Z transform. So in both way we can find it. If we know the sequence, you can find it's a Z transform. If we know the Z transform, you can find it's a sequence reversely. So there are some more examples whose sequences are found. Okay. Now we will define a unit step sequence U of n. Now we will define a unit step sequence U of n. You know the unit step function. We will define here now unit step sequence. Uk of n equal to 0 for 0 less than or equal to k less than or equal to n minus 1, and uk of n equal to 1 for n less than or equal to k, for n less than or equal to k. Now what this is the 8, this is the 9. Okay. What is the meaning of this one? uk of n. Suppose I want to find u1 of n. What will happen? u1 of n equal to 0 for 0 less than or equal to 1 less than or equal to n minus 1, and it is 1 for n less than or equal to 1. By putting k is equal to 1. So u1 of n equal to 1 if n greater than or equal to 1, and it is 0 if your this term 0 less than or equal to 1 less than or equal to n minus 1. What is the meaning of this now? u1 of n equal to 1 for n less than or equal to 1. So u1 of 1 equal to, what will happen for u1 of 1? By putting n is equal to 1. 0 when 0 less than or equal to 1 less than or equal to 1, and 1 when your 1 less than or equal to 1. So u1 of 1 is 1. u1 of 1 is 1. Otherwise, it is 0. u1 of 1 is 1. Otherwise, it is 0. u1 of 1 equal to 1. In all cases, u1 of 2. For u1 of 2 means more. What it becomes? It becomes 0. u1 of 3, again it becomes 0. u1 of 4, it becomes 0, like that. u2 of 1, it is 1. u2 of 2, it is 1. u2 of 3, all becomes 0. u2 of 4 becomes 0. u2 of 5 becomes 0. u2 of 6 becomes 0. Where n less than or equal to k, or k greater than or equal to n. If your k is greater than or equal to n, sorry, it is 1. Yes, 2 is greater than or equal to 1. 2 is greater than or equal to 2. Though 2 less than 3, it becomes 0. Similarly, u10 of 1 is 1. u10 of 2 is 1. Up to here, u10 of 10, it is 1. And u10 of 11, it becomes 0 and 0 and 0. All other terms. This is called unit step sequence. This is called unit step sequence. From this unit step sequence, we want to prove the shifting theorem. Shifting theorem in Z transform. For n positive integer, z of yk plus n equal to z raised to n, z of yk minus summation m from 0 to n minus 1, ym into z to the power n minus m. M from 0 to n minus 1, ym into z to the power n minus m. This is called shifting theorem. What shifting theorem is there? If we know the z transform of yk, then we can find z transform of yk plus n. then we can find Z transform of yk plus n. And how it can be found? Z transform of yk into z raised to n minus summation from m equal to 0 to n minus 1 ym into z to the power n minus m. Ym into z to the power n minus m. That is Z transform of, also Z transform of yk minus n into uk of n. Uk of n is here. Uk of n is equal to z raised to minus n into z transform of yk. Z raised to minus n into z transform of yk. Okay, we'll prove these two. First observe that z transform of yk plus n equal to summation from k equal to 0 to infinity yk plus n into z to the power minus k. Summation from k equal to 0 to infinity yk plus n z to the power minus k, which is equal to summation from k equal to n to infinity. Now, can I write this term k from 0 to infinity yk plus 1 n z raised to minus k? Actually, what is the expansion of this? If I put k equal to 0, you will get first term as yn z to the power 0, that is 1, plus if I put k equal to 1, yn plus 1 z to the power minus 1, plus yn plus 2 z to the power minus 2, up to so on. Your multiplication is of this, your summation is of this type. Now, can we replace this by this? K from now n to infinity yk z to the power minus k minus n. What is the first term here? If I put k is equal to n, you will get yn z raised to minus k plus k 0, that is 1, plus if I put k equal to n plus 1, you will get yn plus 1 z to the power minus k plus k minus k. You are putting k is equal to n plus 1 minus n minus 1 plus n, so we'll get minus 1, plus yk plus yn plus 2 by putting k is equal to n plus 2. This becomes z to the power minus 2 and so on. This term and this term both are same. So this summation can be replaced by this summation. Summation from k is equal to n to infinity yk z to the power minus k plus n, which is equal to z to the power n into, you have taken z to the power n outside because summation varies from k. Therefore, the terms independent on k can be taken outside. Z raised to n, summation for k is equal, from k is equal to n to infinity yk z to the power minus k equal to z raised to n. Now, this will goes to summation from k equal to n to infinity we are taking. That means I will make all summation from k equal to 0 to infinity, and then from that we will subtract summation, right, m from 0 to n minus 1. Actually, these terms are what? K from n to infinity. Okay, so for that, what we will write? Summation k from 0 to infinity minus summation k from where to where? 0 to n minus 1. You are making 0 to infinity, and from that we are subtracting 0 to n minus 1. What will happen? You will get it from n to infinity. So n to infinity. Now this second term, replace k by something m, and you will get m from 0 to n minus 1 ym z raised to minus m. That is the only thing. So this becomes z raised to n z of yk, because this is z transform of yk, minus summation from m equal to 0 to n minus 1 ym z raised to minus m plus n. Ym z raised to minus m plus n. Where this plus n goes to? Here. Z raised to n into first term minus z raised to n into second term. That z raised to n goes here. We will get z raised to minus m plus n. So this is nothing but z raised to n z of yk minus m from 0 to n minus 1 ym into z to the power n minus m. This is minus m plus n can be written as n minus m. Simple. So this proves the first, that is shifting theorem. Now for the second part, z of yk minus n uk of n. Z of yk minus n uk of n equal to summation from k equal to 0 to infinity yk minus n uk of n into z raised to minus k. This term into upon z raised to k. So into z raised to minus k is there. Equal to summation from, now again, see here, k from 0 to infinity yk minus n uk of n z raised to minus k. Now k from 0 to infinity replaced by k equal to n. K equal to n. What will happen? If I replacement is not there, actually first term is k from 0 y of minus n u 0 of n z to the power minus 0 plus y of minus n, right, u1 of n z raised to minus 1 plus up to plus, put k is equal to n y0 k equal to n u n of n z raised to minus n, put k is equal to n plus 1, you will get y1 of y1 u n plus 1 of n z to the power minus n minus 1 and so on. Now see here what unit step function says. If this term is less than or equal to this term, then always this is 0. When it is 1, if this term is greater than or equal to n. So from here you will get 1. Otherwise all the previous term becomes vanished, and therefore k from n to infinity yk minus n z raised to minus k, because in that case if your k is greater than or equal to n, here uk of n is 1 for k greater than or equal to n and 0 for k less than or equal to n minus 1. So up to k is equal to n, all uk of n will be 0. It will be 1 only if k equal to n and onwards. So k equal to n and onwards, it becomes yk minus n. This becomes 1 into z raised to minus k. So it is summation from k equal to 0 to infinity. Now here we are replacing this k minus n by 0, that is k equal to n. So put k minus n equal to 0, you will get k from 0 to infinity yk z to the power minus k minus n. So replacing k by k plus n, you will get this term. Okay. This means first term is here. If I put k equal to n, you will get y0. If I put k equal to 0, you will get y0. If I put k equal to n here, the first term becomes z raised to minus n. And if I put k equal to 0, z raised to minus n is there. So both are same, only replace there. So z raised to minus n outside, summation from k equal to 0 to infinity yk into z to the power minus k, which is equal to z raised to minus n. This is z of yk. Second term is z of yk. And so what we obtain? Z transform of yk minus n into uk of n is equal to z raised to minus n z of yk. One more result is there. For any integer n greater than or equal to 0, that is non-negative integer, z transform of k plus n minus 1 to the falling n equal to n factorial into z raised to n upon z minus 1 to the power n plus 1, and z transform of k to the falling n equal to n factorial upon z minus 1 to the power n plus 1. Okay. So we'll find this as well as this. Letting yk equal to 1 in z transform of k plus n minus 1 to the falling n into yk. We know the formula for this. Equal to what? Minus 1 raised to n z raised to n nth derivative of z of yk. So take yk is equal to 1. So this becomes 1. So only we get z transform of k plus n minus 1 to the falling 1. Here if I take yk equal to 1, what is the z transform of yk? Z transform of yk is what? That is z transform of 1. That is z transform of z upon z minus 1. So minus 1 raised to n, z raised to n into nth derivative of z into z minus 1 to the power minus 1. U into v. Right? We have to obtain its nth derivative. And there is a formula, this one formula. First function as it is, nth derivative of second function, then nc1, n minus 1, first function, the first derivative of first function is 1, n minus 1th derivative of second function, that is n minus 1 factorial z minus 1 to the power minus 1 minus n minus 1 plus second derivative of z is 0. So that's why there is no term of remaining. Okay. So there is no remaining term there because first derivative, first function as it is nth derivative of second function plus derivative of nc1, that is n factorial nc1, right? That is n into derivative of first function n minus 1th derivative of second function. The n minus 1th derivative of second function is what? N minus 1 factorial z minus 1 to the power minus 1 minus n minus 1, and then second derivative of z is 0. That's why there will be no term onwards. Minus 1 raised to n into z raised to n into bracket minus 1 raised to n factorial z into z minus 1 minus 1 n minus of n plus 1. This is just adjustment of this term. Minus 1 raised to n z raised to n into minus 1 raised to n factorial. Again, you can write z minus 1 to the power minus n plus 1 common and you will get this term. So this term becomes n factorial z raised to n upon z minus 1 to the power n plus 1. So using z of yk plus n equal to z raised to n z of yk minus summation from m equal to 0 to n minus 1 ym z raised to n minus 1, we get z transform of k plus n minus 1 to the following n equal to z raised to n minus 1 z of k to the following n minus summation from m equal to 0 to n minus 2. That is the using that second uk of n. Okay. So z of k to the following n equal to k to the following n means what? You are putting n is equal to 1 there. In this you are putting, so we proved this, you are putting n is equal to 1. By putting n equal to 1, you will get k to the following n. By putting n equal to 1 here, we get here, if I put n equal to 1, so z raised to 0, z of k to the following, yes, from this, z of k to the following n, this will goes here. Now z raised to n minus 1 in the denominator, z raised to n upon z raised to n minus 1, okay, z minus 1 to the power n plus 1, some cancels, z will be there, z minus 1 to the power n plus 1. There are some examples on this. Find z transform of uk of n. Z transform of uk of n equal to minus z to the power minus n z of 1, because your this term is what? 1. So z of minus n z upon z minus 1 equal to z to the power 1 minus n upon z minus 1 for mod z greater than 1. Find z transform of yk if yk is 2 for k 0 to 99 and yk is 5 when k is greater than or equal to 100. Now how you can express this term in terms of, unit step function? What we have given? Yk. Given that yk is 2 for k lies between 0 to 99 and yk is 5 for k is greater than or equal to 100. So can I write 2 plus 0 for k lies between 0 to 99? This one, uk of 100 we have given. We know that uk of 100 is 0 if your k is less than or equal to 99, and uk of 100 is 1 if your k is greater than or equal to n. K is greater than or equal to n, that means 100. K is greater than or equal to 100. That is the case there. So given that yk is equal to 2 if k is 0 to 99 and 5 if k is greater than or equal to 100. 2 can be written as 2 plus 0 and 5 can be written as 2 plus 3 into 1. Isn't it? So this whole can be written as 2 plus, this term can be written as 2 plus, right, 0 when k less than or equal to 99 and 3 into 1 when k greater than or equal to 100. Isn't it? K greater than or equal to 100. So what is this term? So yk is your 2 plus 3 times uk of 100. 2 plus 3 times uk of 100. So z transform of yk is nothing but z transform of 2 plus 3 into uk of 100, which is equal to, now z transform of 2 is 2 into z upon z minus 1 plus 3 times z transform of uk of 100 is what? By using this Z transform of uk of n is z raised to 1 minus n upon z minus 1. That is z raised to 1 minus 100 upon z minus 1, isn't it? Which is equal to 2z upon z minus 1 plus 3 upon 2 to the power 99 into z to the power 99 into z minus 1 equal to 2 into z to the power 100 plus 3 upon z to the power 99 into z minus 1. This is just calculation taking LCM 2 to the power 99 into z minus 1. If I take LCM as 2 to the power 99 into z minus 1, multiplying both sides by that 2 to the power 99 into z minus 1, what you will obtain? So 2 into z to the power 100, this becomes plus 3 as it is and this one as it is. So in this way, you can obtain the z transform of such functions also. So these are some more properties of z transform and unit step function Okay. So unit step function, as in the calculus, real valued calculus, we have in difference also. In difference also, you can write it as unit step function. There are some shifting theorems and there are some results by using this also. Okay, that is the case. For today's, we will stop here.